Alright, we are back on map number 2, Terrena stand between NightWolf and XyLigan. NightWolf winning map number 1 with a very calm and yeah, just well executed play on map number 1. Not really any point in that game where it looked like he was in serious trouble or in serious danger of losing. Right now, TS. Perhaps we're gonna see another Warden by him. He's starting with the Ancient of War in front of the Goblin Laboratory. XyLigan, on the other hand, I guess probably is going to start a little bit differently. The instant expansion on Terrena stand a lot less popular, even at that time, than it was on Echo Isles. So it's most likely that we're gonna see him go for the lab as well, but maybe he's gonna surprise us and go for the instant expansion again. We'll find out. Altars are finishing. It is the Warden again for NightWolf and the IEM for XyLigan. So the Warden, especially, you know, in these tournaments, a nice breath of fresh air, since the tournament was basically pretty much only Demon Hunter in the NightWolf games. Once in a while some Tavern Heroes with Beastmaster or Dark Ranger against Human or Undead, but generally speaking mostly Demon Hunter first, so definitely an appreciated change there by NightWolf. Scout Wisp here, Scout Militia checks if there is a super greedy creep at the natural, which is not the case. The creep is just the regular one at the Goblin Laboratory, where the archery is taking a bit of a beating. AM is... Wow, why is this AM so... Okay, of course the Warden is just coming out right now as well, but the AM is still slightly later by the Human, and he's actually going with 4 Militia up the map again, and it looks like he's just gonna instant expand up here. So I guess I was making predictions here too early. The Wisp is not detonating by NightWolf, and yeah, XyLigan with only 4 Militia early on. This isn't really enough power to take down the Mercenary camp, so he's really going for the instant expansion again. This time, due to the positioning, second Ancient of War, by the way, coming here. A lot of scouting going on early on by XyLigan. Due to the position he's got here, he's very close. Wow, Ancient of War dying here. Yeah, we've seen him in some trouble, pulling the creeps here. The Warden had, the Archer had to fall back already because he was attacked by one of the rogues. And these creeps are being pulled by the Peasant of XyLigan, building a tower there. Very nice by the Russian. And it looks like, yes, he's actually getting them to attack the Ancient of War. So this is really the start XyLigan was hoping for. And since he is so close by with creeping the expansion immediately, it looks like he's going to be there with the AM and 1 Water Mantle to continue being annoying to this Warden, who has reached level 2 in the meantime, who has not picked up the item here, which is the Mantle of Intelligence. But the Claws of Attack are on her. The Footmen continue creeping. Of course, the AM also feels like getting level 2, which he did right now, thanks to those Footmen, but he actually isn't able to finish off the Ancient of War here in the end. But still, this is completely crippling NightWolf, who actually is adding a new second Ancient of War just to be able to creep more quickly with this Warden, just to be able to take the Goblin Merchant next, which apparently was his plan with the Ancient of War here in the first place anyway. But for the moment he's gonna creep his natural. The AM is staying close by. He wants to keep the pressure up. He doesn't want to have to deal with a quick level 3 Warden again like he did on Echo Isles. This time also he's getting the Town Hall first, not going for the Arcane Tower, so he feels like he's gonna be able to keep the Night Elf pinned to his own base to prevent him from going for some harassment with this Warden, for punishing him for not having an Arcane Tower early on, and going for the greedier early Town Hall. And for the moment he's right in that. He's been able to get the Boots of Speed as well, so the Warden yeah, is not gonna have them for the moment. I mean, there's still a level 1 Blink available. And NightWolf just decides to start creeping, even though the Human is there. Doesn't want to have too much of his time wasted. But now with the Footman as well, he has to abandon this, definitely, if he wants to try to at least keep his Tree of Life alive, which he's not going to be able to do. No chance. Nicely splitting the Water Metals here, XyLigan is. And he's definitely going to get the cancel on this Tree of Life. So this is looking a lot better on Tarina stand than it did on Echo Eyes early on for the Russian. He is losing one more footman. He's killing one of the archers, though in return the Ancient of War number 2 is continuing to creep all by himself here, but he cannot do that. He's gonna fall to the creeps. He needs to repair here if he wants to keep that one alive. The IEM in the meantime with the 2 remaining footmen continues to harass. Is gonna be able to probably not get this, since many wisps are being pulled here to repair. And another footman is falling. NightWolf, XyLigan needs to make sure not to overfeed NightWolf here, but the second Ancient of War is falling to creeps. Nicely done by XyLigan, keeping the pressure up on all fronts here. The water metals continue doing some damage, but this archer should be safe. The IEM has now run quite low on HP as well, and it doesn't look like XyLigan has any steam left in this harassment. Some mental dropping using moon shoes here by the Warden, and the IEM is falling back. Still no tower ability. That is quite the risk though. I mean, this Warden is still gonna stay passive here and creep level 3 first. I imagine he did probably not scout this yet. No, he didn't, but he's gotta know this. He's seen the IEM coming in from the right hand side here extremely quickly with the circlet of mobility, which can only point towards this one having been crapped already. I mean, NightWolf has had some wisps floating around here, and obviously the wisp here that got taken down has seen the militia moving towards the top, so there's no way in hell NightWolf doesn't know this. Yeah, and the Warden finally is gonna get level 3 here. That's at least something, and XyLigan, by the way, 6 peasants in here, is risking quite a bit here. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's gonna get level 3 on his IEM as well. He's got a decently sized army. But just one Arcane Tower here to deal with the Warden would be such a huge help in this early stages of the game, and now he's upgrading it. He's getting the second one right now. Tier 2 take so much more quickly than it was on Echo Eyes though. Hunter's Hall is coming right now, way too late. Tree of Ages has finished already. Is he getting the Panda again? I imagine he probably wants to, but he doesn't have the gold at the moment. So yeah, everything is just going worse this time for NightWolf. Then again, if he gets the IEM killed here, for example, who doesn't have a TP anymore, looks like he sold it, just like he did on Equas. He still is by no means like out of his game or anything like that. Blinking across the forest here, trying to get the kill on this IEM. Both do have boots of speed. Blink is expensive still though, since he's only level 3 this time, not level 4, so he cannot just go crazy and blink after this IEM all the time with blink almost for free. Ancient of War is ready here. He once again wants to creep up his Panda quickly. The Warden staffing back right now. IEM has survived double barracks even. Is he adding yeah, he's adding blacksmith right now. So is this going to be a push with mass rifleman? He saved up 700, 800 gold already almost. This could be a very quick timing push with maybe one Arcane Sanctum and a lot of riflemen here, which I'd really like to see. But then it's gotta be a good timing, because if he's facing level 4-3 again, and the Warden perhaps reskills to Fan of Knives, then that's not gonna work anymore. So if he's really going for that, then he's gonna have to get going quickly. Panda is level 2 already, no XP home for him. Warden level 3, and he's finished creeping in time here. At the same time, still no lores coming. His economy has really suffered so much by this early harassment. Shredder now bought by NightWolf. Is he adding the... Okay, of course the Tree of Life has finished already. And yeah, XyLigan doesn't feel like giving any time to his opponent here. He's adding 2 towers here immediately in front of the future expansion of NightWolf. Next footman is being picked off. Blacksmith is about to finish. Warden getting slowed here, has to fall back. Just keeping track of this barracks there in the bottom if he starts producing riflemen. So far that is not the case. Some more units being produced here. NightWolf has to fall back. The 2 towers are gonna finish though. The Warden needs to be careful and pulling the real town portal here with 6 HP, realizing that the Staff of Teleportation probably wasn't gonna be enough. Slow on the Shredder. Does he have Staff of Preservation already on any of his heroes? The answer is yes, he just bought it. And he's saving the Shredder with it. The Panda out of mana at the moment, and these 3 water metals, such a presence here at the moment. The 2 towers have finished. Tree of Life is slowly marching towards this expansion. IEM has to fall back though. The Mud Golem is sacrificing itself for the greater cause, is being taken down. But still, NightWolf is under such a lot of pressure. He still doesn't have lores coming. This is, I mean, in terms of tech, he's got really nothing. He's tier 2. He's got one Ancient of War here producing the first Glaive Thrower, but I mean, that isn't gonna do it. Like, even if he can hold this somehow, Hooligan can just tech up behind this. Yeah, he's added one Arcane Sanctum, getting Rifleman right now, adding a second Arcane Sanctum. So even if somehow miraculously this Tree of Life survives and Hooligan is being pushed back, he's still gonna have double Arcane Sanctum and Rifleman production and everything against one Ancient of War on the side of his opponent. So NightWolf is really gonna have to pull a miracle here if he wants to get this one yes, turned around again and wants to win this series with 2-0. First Glaive Thrower is out right now. He's getting Warple Blades already. First Rifleman joining the army here. New mercenaries have been bought. Low HP Footman is coming back. I guess the Warden's gonna be happy about that. She's got mana for 2 Shadow Strikes at the moment. It's gonna make sure not to get all too close to this Arcane Tower. The Tree of Life has survived somehow, so maybe step number 1 to the miracle comeback has been finished. He just continues creeping here. Sure, why not? And second Ancient of War is being built behind this by NightWolf, so he still isn't going for any higher tech unit. I mean, of course, this is a highly tense situation, and if he affords these lores and he doesn't get any value out of them immediately, he can just fall to this push, and that might be what he's afraid of, and maybe rightfully so, because I mean, look at this army of Hooligan. Even though it's rather low tech, it's just such a huge threat at the moment, and on top of that he's getting more towers. I mean, look at his bank. He's got 1,800 gold already as well. The Tree of Life is now gonna fall. I don't think that he's gonna abandon that once again, and only the Rifleman, the Berserker, the next Mud Golem are defending here, and just as I say it, he's abandoning it again. But now the Tree of Life is falling. 2 more towers are about to finish, and he is totally securing this position here. And wow, this one is getting trapped. Maybe uproot quickly and escape towards the bottom. No, he doesn't. One of the Glaive Throwers is falling, and this is just perfect for Hooligan. Even if he has to abandon this position eventually, the follow-up is just going to kill NightWolf easily. There's no way in hell with a Warden, which is still, for this stage of the game, somewhat low-leveled. With only the Warden, the Panda, and a couple of tier 1 units, there's no way in hell that against a huge Rifleman caster army, in the long run, he is going to stand a chance here. Interestingly, Hooligan still hasn't added a second hero. Ah, okay, now the Mountain King is coming, even going for Blizzard right now. I mean, he can work against the Glaive Throwers with it. I think Water Metals were still fine as well, since there was no Dispel around except for Wisps, which, you know, cost 60 gold per Dispel, obviously. And yeah, what else is there to say currently? 60 supply for Hooligan, still 1,000 gold, adding some upgrades against 45 for NightWolf. Getting the kill. Ah, denied here. Nice. By Hooligan. Looks like the IEM is currently in the back, getting a scroll of regeneration. Everything is a little bit low. The one Footman dying here isn't really gonna bother Hooligan all too much. And yeah, with the 4 Glaive Throwers here, with the 5th one coming, 6th one coming as well, it looks like Hooligan might even be forced to abandon this eventually. But I mean, how is NightWolf supposed to make great use of these Glaive Throwers in the long run? Perhaps with a Zeppelin with some amazing micro and dropping like behind the forest right now. He could make something happen, but now with the Mountain King, with some items, 1 heal scroll on the IEM, 1 invo potion and the boots on the Mountain King, it is Hooligan who is looking for the fight. Staff used by the Warden. First, the archers have fallen. The Ogre Mauler might be falling as well. Yes, is being killed by the Glaive Throwers. NightWolf is doing a good job with those so far. Pulling them back all the time, just attacking with what is offered to him. The next one is spawning in an awkward location here, and once again, that one is going to be taken down. The next Force Throw Berserker is taking quite a bit of damage as well, though. Has to fall back, is falling back. The Warden is coming in for the Shadow Strike, but it looks like she doesn't want to overcommit. But now as the Force Throw Berserker is coming back, I think there was definitely the chance for a quick pick-off with a Shadow Strike here. Hooligan adding a shop to back this up. 5 Glaive Throwers again. doing really a huge lot of damage, and the position here is quite awkward for Hooligan. Warden with the next Shadow Strike is forcing this AM back. And yeah, actually this small choke, it's pretty difficult to get a good angle for the Russian currently, despite him having 65 supply against only 47. More units are coming in here. Finally some sorceresses coming in for some slow against these glaive throwers and heroes perhaps, which isn't gonna make things any easier. Heal scroll spot by Hooligan, maybe one is going to be used immediately here. I imagine, yes, one heal scroll is being used immediately. Mountain King is bolting the Warden here. She tried to use Blink as far as I can tell, now using Blink successfully. Breath of Fire by the Panda is coming in. One more archer is remaining. The Shredder is also in a bit of trouble. The next unit gets splattered here though by the glaive throwers, which are dealing a very, very significant amount of damage. The next Rifleman is about to fall here, and thus far NightWolf is doing a really good job with them. I'm really surprised here. And Hooligan just taking it one step after another here, is slowly pushing forward. The melee units have fallen here except for the heroes. The Ancient of War has fallen and he's slowly pushing forward. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still looking horrible for NightWolf. I'm just impressed with how he's handling this very difficult situation. Reveal used here by NightWolf, getting a few free shots in with the glaive throwers, cancelling the healing, the regeneration scroll. AM, next Blizzard probably, but NightWolf aware of it, pulling back his glaive throwers quite early on. And now he's finally able to get 1-2 slows in with the Sorks. One of the glaive throwers gets staffed immediately. The second one is finally gonna fall, and now he's charging forward. It looks like NightWolf may have overcommitted a little bit here. At the same time, a couple of units of the human player have fallen already again as well though. Is he able to pass the staff onto the Warden? No, he's got double staff and both are on cooldown, so this Panda is going to fall, and this leaves only the Warden, and she doesn't have an invo potion. The MK has got one, and she's gonna have to blink away from this one. She does so. Is she able to buy a heal potion? Yes, but now it is really the point where it looks like NightWolf has been overdoing it a little bit with these glaive throwers. The Mountain King is falling back. Two of the low HP units are falling back as well. Okay, no, there is not enough damage. He bought a heal potion, used it. The Warden bought a mana potion, used it. Very few units remaining on this in this fight for Hooligan. He saved up a lot of low HP units in the back though, and the Warden dodging a bolt here. Nicely done, really showing off his micro here in the end, but the majority of glaive throwers have fallen in the meantime to Blizzard, to the focus fire of these Riflemen. One lone Breaker is charging forward, and he's gonna get the kill on so many of these glaive throwers. 1, 2, and 3 glaive throwers are being taken down by the MVP of this end fight, by this Breaker. The Warden is blinking away to the shop once again, buying a heal potion, getting away. The MK has actually still fallen. What? Didn't really pick up on that, but okay. I mean, it's not like it's gonna make any difference here. The Warden is blinking away once again. She's soon to be level 5. With level 3 Shadow Strike, there is no healing available currently for Hooligan, so maybe he's gonna have to be careful about his heroes. But at the same time, the main of NightWolf is gonna run out in about 2.5 minutes as well, whereas Hooligan is getting his second expansion right now. Warden Invis, yeah, she's trying to go for the kill on the AM here. He still has the invo potion. Level 5 would be so big. I think with level 5, if Hooligan wasn't paying attention, he might be able to get it. Now level 5 has been reached on the Warden, blinking away here and not being chased any further. Panda is back. Level 5-3 right now, but I mean, it's still the one expansion running safely. It's still the second expansion coming up, well, slowly, but eventually. Perhaps an Arcane Tower here, or here even, wouldn't hurt him all too much. The Warden at the shop. She should have Blink available. Unless she just blinked. No, she's... Okay, Panda staffed. So I guess maybe... Excuse me. The Warden probably came in from here, blinked, got slowed, and then got saved by the Panda. So it's 2 glaive throwers, 3 glaive throwers standing. New shop is coming. A super low HP, level 5 Warden, blinking forward against the AM. Yeah, hero kill seems to be his only hope, but there are 2 invo potions on this AM, and there is, if the Breaker hits land, there's no more mana for blink on the Warden, and the Mountain King is coming back, but just completely ignores the Warden. There is, yeah, going to be the invo potion soon, used by the AM if he needs to, but both the Panda and the Warden in trouble here. She's coming back, there's the Shadow Strike, but blink is in time and he dodges the shot of the IEM, is getting away, but the Panda is about to fall, and there's the GG by NightWolf, who's really put up a lot of resistance in this game, which was looking very grim for him right from the start. XyLigan doing a lot of damage only with the scout. Basically, the Ancient of War on the lab had to fight both the lab and the green camp. On top of that, the archer had to retreat and use Moonshoes early on already because the rogue was chasing her. Then the second Ancient of War got attacked by the creeps thanks to XyLigan building his scout tower there. The third one got killed by the creeps thanks to XyLigan's follow-up harassment. He was able to cancel the Tree of Life once. He was able to win a lot of time, and he did decide not to go for a long game in this one. He got the towers up early in front of XyLigan's, in front of NightWolf's expansion. He got a bunch of riflemen quite quickly. He was eventually able to add some sorceresses, and NightWolf, I thought he was gonna be out of the game by like minute 12 or so, but he put up some quite decent resistance with his hero control and with his glaive thrower control, which in this choke point between the river and the forest there next to his expansion made it pretty difficult for XyLigan to successfully engage against these glaive throwers. I mean, imagine if it was just a wide open area. He could just charge forward and slow everything and kill everything. But that wasn't the case here, because as soon as he charged forward, everything was clumped up and the Breath of Fire came in and the AoE of the glaive throwers came in, which very early on got the Warp Blades for massive AoE damage. And therefore, he was able to drag this game out for quite a lot longer, and ended up challenging XyLigan a lot more than I expected. In the end, though, it was still a pretty decisive victory for the human player. So that is the 1-1 in the series. That means we're gonna have one last deciding match, one more map to be played by NightWolf in this group stage, and that is going to be Twisted Meadows.